Hey guys, I just got this recently. This is the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro Low. There's also a Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3, which I had seen and read posts about. At that moment, I wasn't interested in that shoe. I found the geometry and the heel stack a bit too much. Despite them doing some tricks to stay at the legal stack height, you'd be blind to believe if that shoe was 39 and 40 millimeters in the heel. That's what they claimed. They did that by moving the heel bevel a bit far back, and the measuring starts just right here. So that's one clever trick that they did. After trying this fit and the way it looks is just like a normal race shoe. So this is the one that I got. I just felt that the Pro 3 was too aggressive. When I tried it on, you were standing a bit far too forward, and there's this like huge bump right at the midfoot in the heel, which I didn't find comfortable. But if you're someone who's okay with that, you can also just try out the Pro 3. Now, I can only give my impressions with this one as it's fairly new. This one has a lower heel stack height versus the Pro 3. I believe I read somewhere that one had a 61 millimeter stack height when they started measuring just right at the heel bevel. The Pro Low on their website says this one has a 4.5 millimeter heel to toe drop. I don't believe that's accurate though. I found this one still wanting to tip you forward by a bit. It's kind of like above 8 millimeters. I think this shoe and the Pro 3 were designed to help you achieve a sub 2.5 hour full marathon. So it's really just designed for the elites. The difference again with the Pro 3 is this one has a lower angle. They call it a smooth speed assist. And because this one isn't quite aggressive, even if I can't do a sub 2.5 hour marathon, I think this is just perfect for me and for most average runners. Now let's talk about the fit. The fit isn't quite true to size. It's a tiny bit shorter, but the toe box volume is adequate and the midfoot is snug to give you a proper race fit. You might think it's a bit too small, but it is a racing shoe, so the fit is designed to optimize your performance. If you want a bit more relaxed fit and if you have very wide feet, then sizing up by half is probably what I'd advise you to do. I went with my usual size though, since a half size up would fit better in terms of more room, but I'm liking the snug fit, and I also like where the rocker here starts, so it just lines up well in my feet. A half size up might just be too lengthy for me, so it's pretty lighter than the Rebellion Pro 3. Obviously, compared to the Pro 3, they've removed that huge chunk of material here at the heel, so this should be lighter. Still feels like a higher drop shoe though. I can feel the heel just where this bevel starts. There's this protrusion, but doing a test run and a quick walk sort of went away. I didn't notice that protrusion here. It feels very bouncy with that quick rebound, and when you land perfectly here in the middle, it does firm up and it's quite propulsive actually. If you're a heel striker, this is better because you do get that soft heel landing and it's just a smooth transition to the forefoot. The Pro 3 was quite a bit weird when you land on your heels, and if you're someone who does your long runs with a lot of easy paces or even go onto a race where you want to slow down quite a few times, it does feel a bit weird. That is if you're someone who also lands on your heel when you slow down. So for me, I know this will be perfect. It's much less aggressive. So on easy paces, this one still retained that springiness, which makes it a very fun ride. It's much more fun and bouncy compared to the Alphafly 3. Some reviewers have pointed it out, but in terms of like smoothness or a proper transition, the Alphafly 3 does it better. It might feel like the Adios Pro 4 as well, which in my experience, just by fitting, they have this soft sensation in the heel, and they do go a bit wide right at the forefoot. It's quite closer actually in pop or response, but that was only on a quick trial, so I can't dive deep more into that. They didn't have my size in the Adios Pro 4. That was the shoe that I really wanted first before stumbling into this. To me, in terms of stability, this is the better shoe versus the Rebellion Pro 3. Despite being narrow at the midfoot and not quite wide at the heel, I found it stable even when walking. When I tried the Rebellion Pro 3, it was a bit weird when walking and striking at your heels. It wasn't quite stable running at very slow paces, and when you land on your heel, it does feel like a bit weird, but I guess running when you go on your full marathon or tempo paces, that felt fine. But I still believe that shoe isn't really quite good for heel strikers. Others have mentioned the stability of the Pro 3, and it's sort of like a toss-up, so I guess it's heavily dependent on your gait and your mechanics. Anyway, if you look at the outsole where it meets the edge, there's more coverage and there's no huge cutout in the middle. So yeah, it's added stability versus the original Wave Rebellion Pro. This Wave Rebellion Pro Low version sort of meets the demand of those who would like a better or natural feeling when slowing down. After all, when we do our fast runs, we have our 3 to 5 kilometer warm-ups and some jog rest in between. You might also even add some recovery paces during the whole way. I feel those runs would get weird for me if I chose the Pro 3 instead of this one. But if you only reserve shoes only for race day, maybe the Pro 3 would be a better choice. I am tempted to get the Pro 3 though. After experiencing the Pro Low, it's just got me intrigued with the Pro 3 after experiencing this one. At the beginning or months ago, I was put off by the geometry, but now it sort of changed my mind, and it's definitely a unique experience. This is sort of like a gateway or the entryway to that unique experience. If you find the Pro 3 a bit too much, this still has that smooth speed assist, or rather just the propulsiveness of this. So I'll do a proper review of this shoe in the future, and maybe with the Pro 3 if I decide to get it though. Anyway, that's all I have for this shoe. Keep running and always be kind.